Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
All right, what's good, everyone? Welcome to another edition to Live Wire Sports Media. All right, so Chiney Ogwumike, the ESPN analyst who comes up with these Reddit narratives all the time about certain topics. Well, she kind of made a fool of herself on air yesterday, about now for the 2 seasons that there was a scoring record. Kelsey Mitchell holds that record. Caitlin Clark was second. But as soon as Juju passed Caitlin Clark, they made it seem like it was Caitlin Clark's record, which it wasn't, and discounting everything that Kelsey Mitchell has done. So the fact of the matter is that now even thick skull, dead brain, Natalie Esquire, she got it right in an interview she did with Juju, talking about, and to me, I felt like Natalie was trying to egg Juju on about the record and trying to break Caitlin's record, and Juju did the smart thing, not feed into it. So I'm gonna let y'all take a listen to that.
Well, I know that I talked about people always focusing on your scoring, but I'm about to do the same thing right now. And there was also a lot of headlines about the fact that you surpassed Caitlin Clark in scoring for the first 2 years of college. I know Kelsey Mitchell actually holds that record. I'm just curious, as a player, do you, when we're like in the media or like fans online are making a big deal out of this, do you even care about stuff like that? Is it noteworthy to you?
No, not really. It's cool though. Like sometimes I'll see it, I'll be like, oh wow, I didn't even know that. I think that's what a lot of things. It's very surprising for me. But yeah, it's not something that I really pay attention to.
If you think about it, she said it's something that she doesn't pay attention to, or she don't really think about it, which I find that kind of like a lie, because if you look at some of her games throughout the season, she was. Because when somebody had asked her that question early in the year, she knew good and well what she was trying to do. Because if you look at the USC Lady Trojans, outside of Juju, they really don't have a consistent score. Kiki Erfin, she shows up every now and then, but could you really rely on her to be that scorer like Juju is? And the thing about it is, Juju efficiency is not the greatest, because if you look at it, she has went 8 for 7, 8 for 19, or whatever it is, but she tends to get her points from going through the free throw line. Now, does she get favorable whistles? Yeah, she get favorable whistles, and they're going to continue to give her favorable whistles. You know what I'm saying? But she draws fouls all the time. Now, a good team that has a great defense know how to neutralize her, and something that UCLA did in a third meeting by neutralizing her. But nevertheless, anything they feel like they need to erase Caitlin Clark's name off the books, they're going to do that by continually comparing somebody there. Even if it was Paige Beckers that did it, they would have actually compared it to Caitlin. And so that the fact that Kelsey Mitchell has the record, I surprised they said, well, you surpassed Caitlin, which her teammate with the Indiana Fever holds the record, Kelsey Mitchell. How will it be cool to get that record? But you got to think about it. She has to play lights out in this tournament, in March Madness tournament, to even get close to that record. And I don't think she's going to get it at all. But nevertheless, Chiney Ogwumike, again, making herself seem, out there, continue to put herself in a position where she has to come back and apologize. Now, I'm gonna show you the first part of it because she was excited about it. Shanae was excited about it. She was like, "Oh, did you know that Juju passed Caitlin Clark or whatever the case may be?" So she made it known on live air that Caitlin Clark, she surpassed Caitlin Clark. Take a listen.
Did y'all know Juju Watkins has more points in the history of basketball through 2 seasons than anybody else?
Yeah,
coming off of Caitlin Clark the last few years, that is huge. So if you
now she said that in history, and the thing about it is, Caitlin was second. She moved. This is how it should have went. She said, "Well, now Juju has surpassed Caitlin Clark to move into second place of the to the all-time record held by Kelsey Mitchell in the first 2 seasons." But they didn't do that. They just went straight to passing Caitlin Clark, and whatever the case might be. That's how they did it, and that's how it made it feel like they just forgot about Kelsey Mitchell. Anything that has Caitlin Clark named in it, and Juju did this and Juju did that, guess what it is? It makes it feel that at the end of the day, that they want to continue to raise Caitlin's name out of the record books as much as possible. And that's why I said that the all-time scoring record, Juju is not going to touch that. She has to, she only got, 1 more year left, because I think she'll come out after next year. And she would have to score 30 points a game to even get close to that. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, Chiney Ogwumike had to come back and apologize. She said, "Oops, my bad, y'all. I saw a graphic during the break that was wrong, stating that, but should have known better. I love Kels." Now, by her saying she loved Kels, that means the stat, whatever they put up there, wasn't an actual stat. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty much her not reading the stat correctly. As soon as she just saw Caitlin's name on it, she probably was like, "Oh, did y'all know?" But this is how everybody on ESPN does. This is how they do. They continue to gloss over anything that dealing with Caitlin Clark just to make sure that they feel like, okay, we don't need her in the books. We don't want her in the books, or whatever the case might be. And that's kind of sad, because the fact of the matter, at the end of the day, you should be celebrating her, with all her accomplishments. But as soon as somebody comes along that breaks a record, and Caitlin's name is going to be tied to these things no matter what. But here's the complete graphic of everything. Kelsey Mitchell holds a record, 1,762. Caitlin was 1,662. And Juju is 1,684. But check this out. I said this again. What if Caitlin Clark didn't come out? Caitlin Clark would have probably had more records. Like this record right here, she couldn't do nothing about it, because her first 2 years is gone. But what if she came? What if her record would have been 4 years? Caitlin would have had she probably would have had 4,000 points. And there's something that Juju would never ever get close to. She would never ever. And I think the way she scores And you have seen it today in the tournament. She twisted her ankle and she jammed her hand, her finger, or whatever the case may be. The way she plays the game, physical, I guess you could say physical, it don't really matter. I think she's going to get injured. She's already taken a lot of beating and bumps abuse, and she comes into the W next year playing that way, she's going to get hurt. She's going to get injured quicker. And I think she just needs to be more efficient in her game, where she needs to be able to, Juju needs to, I understand you get to the free throw line. Yeah, that's fine. But at some point in time, teams are going to take that away from you. And what else can you really do? That's the thing that Juju going to have to understand. She's going to have to understand that she needs to develop more in her game. Yeah, she could shoot a little bit from the three. Yeah, she could get a mid-range going. But at the same time, you know, when she ain't scoring, yeah, she tries to get to the line. But at times, you're going to have to get your other players involved. If you're trying to take over the game and be the only scorer and dominate the college ranks because you're a scorer, guess what's going to happen? She's going to get injured, and then it's going to look bad because they're trying to push her to a plateau that I don't think she's ready for. Allow her to, you know, everything you've seen her do, they pushing her. First, we had an issue with doing it with Paige this year. And then all of a sudden, like, you know, now you don't hear too much from Paige. Now it's all about Juju. It's all about Juju. You know what I'm saying? And now when Paige comes out and you still going to have Hannah them there, Laura Betts and all of them, Juju, they're going to try to say, oh, Juju is the face of college basketball right now. That's what they going to. They're already saying it in some form or fashion, but it's going to be even worse next year. I suspect that, you know, I don't want Juju to get hurt. I want her to, you know, be healthy and stuff like that. But the way she's playing the game, she's already been getting injured, and you're gonna end up seeing it sooner or later. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna see her get injured. She's gonna miss some games because, like I say, now she's in the tournament, and you already seen the first game. She already twisted her ankle again, and jam her wrist or finger, whatever the case may be. And if she continues to play like that, and her coach doesn't, because the thing about it, you up big in the game. There's no need to come back in there and try to score more. I mean, you seen South Carolina put their players in. They seen Notre Dame and see 11 Miles got hurt, you know. And then you look at Texas today, Booker got injured a little bit. So you got to understand, UConn probably did it the best out of all the teams in the tournament right now. And Paige had 11 points. And they took them out. They won by 70. That's what you do. You rest your players. But I'm just telling you, it's going to wear Juju down. Because this tournament is not, because you're playing every other day now. You're not playing, you're playing back-to-back, really. You're playing on the Saturday, you're playing on the Sunday, then the same thing over the weekend. And what's going to happen, she's going to get worn down. And you can see it take a toll on her. But as for anything the records is, it just becomes redundant at this point. You know what I'm saying? It just becomes redundant. And these people just want to have a talking point, you know, anytime somebody do something, you know. So, like I say, Juju got a long way to go before she can even maximize what Caitlin Clark has done. And it's still going to be a long road because Caitlin's already in the W and she's already established herself in the W. And Juju is not going to be able to eclipse half of the stuff that Caitlin would be done, especially if Caitlin goes on to win MVP and win a WNBA title in the same year. It's going to be very hard for her to really, because the pressure's going to be on her. She's going to have so much pressure to where it's going to affect her in some way. You know what I'm saying? I think she just needs to play the game. you know. So anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Until the next episode, Live Wire Sports, and I'm out.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live Wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats, you know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.